Yeah. Satya from Chennai, Manik. Okay, everyone else as well. Request you to put your introductions as a chat message. Yes, so we're also live on YouTube in case you're joining us. Hey, Manik. Sorry, okay, second. Everyone else as well. Request you to just play myself. Okay. Shalmali, hi. Prafulla, hi. Sheikh, Kerry, Ahmed. Nice to have you. Nice to have you all. So we're just going to quickly get started today, and let me help you understand why we're gathered here. I'm sure you're all interested in pursuing a career, wanting to know what exactly is pursuing a career in ITIL, the ITSM domain all about, right? Sorry guys, let me just share my screen once again. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible. Yes. So we're all gathered here to help you understand what path in ITSM is ideal for you, and also what certifications eventually, what should your learning path be, and how these turn out to be career options in the future. So that's what we're going to learn today. And also in the process, we'll obviously tell you what, is ITSM, why is it great career path, what do ITSMs really do, right? We'll tell you all about that. And towards the end, we'll also help you understand how Simplilearn can help you achieve these career goals in ITSM, what options, what learning options you have with Simplilearn. So we're going to cover that, and the enrollment steps, obviously, to these certification programs. And we'll also wrap the session up with Q&A. Okay, so I know a lot of you people have these questions already, looking at the agenda about, okay, what should I do? Should I need, do I need an IT background? What should I really take up as a career path? You might have these questions. So we will cover that eventually, but let's say something gets unanswered or is not covered in the session, make sure you use the Q&A box to ask your questions, okay? And we'll take these questions towards the end. So let's say I don't pick a question, it's just that I'm waiting for the right time to interrupt the session and take this. Okay, yeah. So those are just some quick ground rules. And remember, I am recording this session. Okay, I'll request you to stay till the end to understand all your options, what we offer, everything. Just make sure that you stay till the end. We'll share a recording with you tomorrow. Okay, and if you also stay till the end, you will have the opportunity to receive a webinar certificate, which is like a proof of attendance for attending this session. So make sure you stay till the end to answer your name on the poll that we launch. Okay, but all of this is going to happen in the end when we do the Q&A. Okay, right? So everyone is now aligned on how the session is going to go. You all know what you're going to get out of the session. Yeah, maybe a quick yes or a thumbs up will help. Quick yes on the chat. Yeah. Kishore, Shalmali, Sharan, thank you. Vandana, Preeti. Yeah. Everyone else also clear? Okay. Praful. Great. Great. Amazing. Amazing. Now that all of you are clear and you know what to do when you have questions, let me quickly do another round of introductions about us, about Bipin sir as well. So what we do is we offer certifications, career line learning paths in some of these domains that you see here, and also the other domains, including IT service management, project management, also cloud computing, cybersecurity, all of these. So we've partnered with leading universities across the world, and we've got learners from more than 150 countries. We've touched more than 8 million careers worldwide in the last 15 years. So we're really proud of our learners achieving their career goals, and also more than half of them experiencing a salary hike, right? A lot of our learners have actually completed our courses, which proves that our courses actually prove useful to these learners. And, our learners also have rated us 4.8 on 5 on many of these platforms. Okay. So in case you're interested to check our courses out, you can do that on simplylearn.com. You can find courses in all of these categories that I mentioned. And again, these include certifications, some long-term career paths, as well, some of which we're going to talk about in the end today. Yeah, right. And with that, let me introduce Bipin sir to you. If you're already a student of Bipin sir, you could maybe identify yourself. If you may be already a part of our classes, whatever that case is, maybe just let us know on the chat. But to introduce Bipin sir, he's got a lot of experience in IT service management. He's certified in Prince 2 Foundation, and he's also a practitioner, certified in ITIL Foundation, of course, the other ITIL certifications as well. He has a strong focus on IT service management frameworks. He's trained a lot of professionals like you. And with Simplilearn, I think I just heard he's associated with us for the last 12 years. So you can imagine the amount of workshops, the amount of trainings that he's conducted. So glad to have you again. Since I'll let you introduce yourself, then we'll proceed.
Okay, thanks, Aparna. It was a great pleasure to be on this co-host with you in this session. So Aparna has summed quite a lot about me, but I would also specify some more important areas which I have been dealing with of late and for Simplilearn on ITL for foundation trainings, etc. But also I have I'm also certified lead auditor in ISO 29000, which is quality management system, ISO 14,000, which is environment management system, ISO 18,000, which is occupational health and safety management system, ISO 9. Then we call it as ISO 27,000, which is information security management system, and ISO 20001, which is a general service management system, along with business continuity management system also. I have worked in industries, in IT industry for many organizations globally, and also handled global project management, managing global clients for SAP implementation, JD Edward implementation, and quality management across is also was involved in taking into consideration or getting quality management certifications for the organization globally in terms of this is capability and maturity model for services, capability model, maturity model for development. There's CMMI for development and CMMI for the the IT services. So all that is also I have done for many organizations. So this is a bit of additional things other than what Aparna has already stated. Yeah, what do you, Aparna, back?
Nice. Thanks so much for that introduction, Bipin sir. So we're just going to understand about the audience a bit more than what we did on the chat. So just a quick poll to understand your professional background, right? So this will help us understand you guys a little better, base our conversation as well. Okay. So people on YouTube, what you can do is make sure you answer this poll on the live chat, and also looking at live chat for responses. So in case you're watching us on YouTube, just let us know 1, 2, 3, or 4. But if you're watching us on Zoom, what you can do is just select the most appropriate option, whichever is most suitable to you. Just do that. Okay. You can be a student, still understanding what you should really do, or you work in the IT sector, associated roles anywhere in the tech, but want to switch to IT service management, or you've got no tech background, okay, and you want to switch to ITSM. You want to understand what your options can be. Some of you feel, okay, I already have some ITSM interviews in pipeline, but none of them have actually responded back to me after I finished them. Or you applied for jobs, you didn't really get callbacks. Whatever your situation is, just let us know on the poll. Okay. Yeah. So with this, I'm just going to end the poll right here and share these results. I'm sure you're able to see them. A lot of them work in the IT sector and want to switch. Okay, maybe what you could also add on the chat is what kind of roles do you already pursue? Maybe quick description of your role, just a short sentence to what you work as. PM, product manager, I'm assuming. Okay. Anyone else who wants to just add to what they said? Project manager, okay. Software development, QA, project management. Okay. Scrum Master, right. Team lead, change manager. Okay. IT infrastructure, business analyst, infra manager. Great. Great. Okay. Nice. 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 Okay. Amazing. Thank you so much for that description as well. That really helped. So I think now that you have some understanding of maybe ITSM or how it works, let's just get into the depth of it, and maybe Bipin, so you can take over here and help the learners understand what exactly is IT service management.
So, as the word specifies, IT is information technology. In IT also, how do you manage the services? The basically services, IT services could be related to software development practices, application implementation practices like product implementation, like your JD Edwards, SAP, Oracle Business Suite. Then you may also have the areas related to your online e-commerce platform, online booking platform, online learning management platform scenario, and online banking platforms. All these are part of your IT service management, which enables delivery of IT products and services across various domains globally, not restricted to only IT and IT-enabled services, but also it is getting involved into development of or into implementation services related to the organization which are digitally supporting their consumers to make the things easier, faster, better for them, like Ola and Uber platform, like the Mac, your Flipkart and Amazon platforms. These are all enabling the IT services to happen one way or the other, which enables faster delivery cycles for their consumers and also involve the consumers better and deliver them the value, which enables the consumer to basically stay with them, come to them consistently for any of their requirements, and also at the end they will become a brand ambassador for the organization. Not only they buy more from the service provider organization, they also recommend to their friends and family circles. In turn, the organization also gets benefit by more net new customers. So this is what IT enables in each and every area of the domains which we have been just spoken about. In all the domains it works around. So not necessarily the service management, IT, wherever the IT is there, wherever the services are managed, delivered through the digital platforms, IT service management is applicable for such organizations to deliver value to their consumers. Yeah.
Okay, got it. I think that seems pretty straightforward. So it's either IT support or delivery of a tech service, or it could be just digital transformation in any of the domains that you mentioned, or anything that require tech, to kind of be leveraged or used. Right. So with that, maybe we could talk about what career paths largely can one pursue in IT service management, because a lot of them are in tech jobs already. So maybe we could highlight that.
So, right in support, you can be a part of tech support or incident support or service request management support, problem management support, change manager, change enabler. All these are the support areas where you can pursue your, this knowledge can be utilized if you're functioning in those areas. And also when you're delivering, like we said, we were delivering the products and services and implementation of products and services when we are doing in the longer run, when it goes into operational and maintenance environment, there are likelihood of more enhancement being coming into picture as a part of delivery. In that scenario, you can play a delivery change manager or a business change manager kind of a role, which enables you to be front ending or the changes in the environment in which the particular product or service has been delivered throughout the life cycle of the entire delivery from right after the implementation, but end-to-end deliveries have been done. And once customer starts using it, obviously customer feels something more is required. When the customer requires something more, obviously it will come to change enablement, which is the responsibility of the business change manager to take over and ensure that these functionalities, extra functionalities, or customized or implemented in line with the expectations of the consumer.
Got it. Got it. So, if someone say has all of this experience and wants to jump straight to leadership roles with say strategic roles, can they still do that?
Yeah, it is very much possible to do it. Most of the organizations, if you have graduate or rather you have climbed the organization hierarchical chain right through the operations level to moving to the middle management level and moving to the director level, you can still do that very much. But obviously, you may have to acquire certain knowledge related to digital IT strategy and planning and strategizing, how the obsolescence of technology and how inheritance of the technology has to be done in a longer run in order to ensure the organization is getting benefited by implementing the newer technologies, also enabling their customer to utilize newer technologies to enable them to have better business growth for the organization and for the consumer organization both. So that's how these can help you out.
Got it. Got it. All right. So I think the learners have an idea about what paths they should choose. But they still want to understand which is the ideal fit for them. We're coming to that. Maybe one question that some of our learners might have in their minds is it really something that they should choose? Why should they be going for an ITSM role right now? If you can just highlight that as well.
See, today, not only IT requires the services of the person who are having a knowledge about ITSM background or ITIL 4 scenario or a framework, a service management framework, but it is also important for people who are moving or migrating from one organization to the other organization, which are unable through digitization. That's why these roles are in high demand today at the operation level also, as well as at the middle management and a senior management level as well. So as the business continues and it is move further in the digitization, IT skills related to managing the IT scenarios, the implementations of IT and changes, regular upgradation changes, improvements, continual improvement in the way in which the organization is utilizing IT to deliver products and services to consumer. That also ensures that these kinds of jobs are required in non-IT organizations to sustain the business in the organization. So they always enable sustainment of business, and growth opportunities are very, very much available for each people. They can move it from operations level to middle management level and to the senior management level. That's always available in the IT scenario or non-IT scenario when we move it. I've seen many colleagues of mine who have headed the IT. In fact, I've also headed the IT in a banking organization for quite some time.
Okay.
So
Right.
that's how it can give you an opportunity to do it. Not only setting up, but ensuring that it works and how business growth can happen through it.
Okay, got it, got it. So,
Yeah,
this change, do you see this happening globally as well, or do you find
it
this?
is, it is, it is, it is happening globally because every organization today would like to make their customer efforts,
Hmm.
ensure that their customer efforts are less so that they always keep on coming to them.
Hmm.
One thing is very certain because of digital economy, the customer economy is getting sustained, or rather the other way around, because of the customer economy, digital economy is sustaining because customers are very, very much tech savvy nowadays. They would like to ensure that they would like the organization to help them reduce their effort in whatever they do
Hmm.
using IT. So
Hmm.
that's what is very important. And this is a global international change which is happening, which is coming through.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. Great. So another question which some
Yeah.
labs may have is, I mean, of course, a lot of them have IT background here, but let's say they don't have an IT background, they're still a fresher. What would what should their, outlook be?
See, okay, fair. Now, when we talk about a fresher can also enter into this area of IT IL4 framework because this framework has no prerequisites in terms of experience, in terms of anything. And right from the college, if you are out, you can also take, or any universities globally, you can also go ahead and take an ITIL for foundation, which will enable you to understand the basic needs of ITIL, service management framework, which will enable you to understand how this framework enables providing value to the consumers through various approaches of the service value system, which is consisting of the approaches related to guiding principles, governance, practices, processes, continual improvement, and technical skills will then help support moving further. But this also as a base is very, very important and critical. So that's
Right.
how it can help the fresher even.
So how do they build that understanding, or what should they do? Let's say they don't have any
So
background at all.
So I would rather suggest them to go ahead and look at the courses for first take up, because this also ITIL for foundation incidentally becomes the prerequisite for most of the other
Mm.
courses which are offered by the governing body, which is People Cert,
Yeah.
who are the governing body across the globe for ITIL for certifications. It is incidentally the prerequisite for most of the courses. Even if you say over 95% of the certification, higher level certifications,
Mm.
this ITL for foundation is one of the base certificate which you have to have, prerequisite certificate which you have to have. So that
Right.
is how it will enable you to embark on a path or a growth journey using, as you grow in your organization, you can also grow in, sustain your growth through acquiring more certifications in ITL for framework.
Right. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. So I think, for anyone wondering what they should do, right? This is where we kind of answer this question and let you answer it and identify it yourself. But before we get to what exactly you should be doing, and breaking that down for you, what we thought is we could do a small poll, okay, just to help you identify what your fit could be. Now, what I'm going to do for the folks for YouTube is just I'm going to switch slides, after say 30 to 45 seconds. But for people on Zoom, you will be able to see three questions asking you. The first one being, what excites you the most? Okay. So that defines also a defining factor for what you should be doing. Do you like troubleshooting and solving problems? Do you like streamlining operations? Or do you like driving big picture change? Right. That's one. Second question is, which sounds like you? Okay. Helping someone fix a broken application, ensuring systems run without downtime, or aligning infrastructure IT goals with company strategy. Whatever that is, make sure you choose your fit. And again, what's your career goal like? So you want to take on a leadership role? I mean, is that a more suitable fit? Do you want to become an amazing support person or move into service delivery? Whatever your requirement is, I mean, as in whatever your goal is, let us know on the poll, right? So once that happens, I'm just going to keep the poll live for, yeah, put it on the poll, put it on the poll, guys. The chat window is mostly for people on YouTube. So yeah, I'm just going to keep it live for another 15 seconds. Yeah. Okay. So let me just end this poll right here and share these results. So I'm just sharing it with everyone, and Bipin sir will also be able to see it. So 46% of you feel, okay, you would want to streamline operations. A lot of you feel, 54% of you feel, okay, IT goals, aligning IT goals with company strategy is what you would do. Taking on a leadership role, that's like a majority of you. Okay, great, great. Maybe before I show the next slide, Bipin, so do you have thoughts for people wanting to get into leadership roles, strategy roles? What kind of path should they be choosing? You have like some insight from them.
Yeah, definitely. Here, see, most of you have said streamlining IT operation and improving processes.
Mm,
This improvement path is never ending. It is a continual process. It goes on and on and on and on till the time your business is wanting to sustain. They have to change and cater to the changing demands of the market. Not only market, forget market, they need to address the changing demands of their target group of consumers. So that's very critical aspect where change is always permanent or change is always constant or continual. We call it in the frameworks for ITL4 or the any ISO related framework. We always call change is always continual. So that's always going to be there. So that's a very, very good area where people can contribute towards changes in line with the expectations of their consumers, or internal consumers, external consumers, both.
mm,
It's a very good area. Driving
mm,
a big picture is again having ensuring that the organization objectives are made absolutely clear, not only
mm,
to the highest level, but also it should flow down to the people who are in the operation team, right from the governing body, which is a leadership role, to the right to the operation level, or to the last or the bare minimum foundation level is operation level. People should also know about the goals so that they can align themselves with the organization goals and organization objective. In basically, when we are talking about service management, is all about moving towards
mm,
the organization objective, cutting ourselves from me-centric culture, what I can deliver, no, what we can deliver to the consumer and what our consumer expects. So basically, we talk about in customer experience management is moving from me-centric culture to organization-centric culture or customer-centric culture is what this excites this area on the continual changes which you need to do when
yeah.
you as you grow. Obviously, there is no sky, no limit. Sky is the
Mm,
limit for growth, people normally say. That does happen. And one
mm,
can grow in a strategic roles and all these roles as we move forward from one. It depends upon organization to organization, what opportunity they provide for you to grow, and
mm.
what is the minimum experience they talk about. It is all service industry to service industry based. Right.
Right.
All different industries have different parameters for that. So you have to align to those parameters once again. Yeah. I
Right.
hope that answers the few of the queries which have been posted out there.
Yeah, yeah, they did. They
Yeah,
definitely did. So
yeah,
basically, for maybe we could also talk about how, just maybe summarize what this slide looks like for the learners. So what we thought was, if you had let's say you had, yeah, you want to be in the support system, you want to help someone fix a broken application or troubleshoot problems, you are probably most likely to be great with IT support. Or let's say you had Bs mostly, then service delivery, or say you had want to take on leadership roles, and obviously the strategist role is more suitable. Okay. But for these, obviously, you will have to have a certain certification in line to be able to proceed and take on these roles. So, Bipin sir, if you can just highlight what one would need. I mean, of course, we have mentioned job roles that they can take, but there's also this ITL for practice manager, or then, someone has to do ITL for foundation and then these certifications. So, if you can explain the certification path as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of slides which are there. In the
Mm,
support area, you can start from the support related to IT service management in terms of incident management, service request management, problem management, and all those areas, which also includes after this is a part of anyway, a basic overview would be given to most of the 15 practices which are covered in the ITL4 as well the syllabus laid down by PeopleCert, where we'll be doing where it is done, which includes 15 practices from general management practice, 10 from the service management practices, and one practice from technical management practice, which constitute ITL4 foundation. That is a part, all these basic practices is a part of ITL4 foundation, which everybody understands it related to IT service the service request management, incident management, service risk management, change enablement, and problem management, etc. Including these, there are on other practices, including continual improvement, IT service management practices, information security management practices, asset management practices, so on and so forth. So these are part of foundation. Once those who want to remain in the operational area, they can go ahead and do the CDS module that is called as Create, Deliver, and Support. And now the new things been introduced by PeopleCert very recently in 2024, and still the certification process is getting aligned, is related to ITL for practice managers. These are 15 practices divided into a group of 5 practices. We'll talk about this as we go forward. So you can do those practice management courses also and become a practice manager. So for becoming a practice manager, you need ITL 4 Foundation plus Play Deliver and Support, as well as the practice manager courses. So that's what is there. We'll see those in the upcoming slides. If you want
Yeah,
to be, yeah,
absolutely. I think we can kickstart the, learning
yeah,
paths in ITIL 4.
yes,
And we could talk about what these three are, how they're different, and what the certification paths are.
right. So basically, when this talks about clearly that for taking the courses related to the extension modules, the only extension module related to acquiring and managing cloud services does not require ITL4 certification. Sustainability in digital IT does not require ITL4 Foundation. Rest of the areas, ITL4 Foundation is a mandatory
Mhm.
course to go to other level of certifications like business relationship management and IT asset management, which is
Mhm.
also a part of our ITL4 Foundation courses, which is some brief high level view of those practices is given in ITL4, where you will understand the basic needs. It talks about ITL4 Foundation, talks about the key concept, which is a general vocabulary of ITL4 used across globally in the ITSM framework. Then we have service 4 dimensions of service management, which talks in detailed about the pillars of the service management. Then we have service value system. Then we have a components related to guiding principles, the governance, the practices, and finally we have the practices where 15 practices would be covered. Now these 15 practices which are covered in ITL for foundation are grouped under ITL practice manager. Now, if you look at ITL practice manager, it includes SD, that is called a service desk management practice. INM is incident management practice, problem management practice, service request management practice, and monitoring of event management practice. These are grouped under monitor, support, and fulfill. Then we have another module which is called as 5 sets of management practices are there. That is called as manage, plan, implement, and control, which includes the change enablement management practice, relationship, release management practice, service configuration management practice, deployment management practice, and IT asset management practice. The third set of practice manager goal is collaborate, assure, and improve, which includes the continual improvement, service level management practice, or that is relationship management practice, incident. Then we have the information security management practice and supplier management practice. These are clubbed in these areas. Now, once you
Mhm.
do these three, you automatically, after doing foundation and clear delivery and support, you get the awarded a certificate on practice manager, ITL4 Foundation plus CDS plus one of these, any 5 from this or one of the set of 5 from this, you get
Mhm.
a practice manager certification. That's
I
how
see.
it is there. And then we have another course which is ITIL Management Practices. Sorry, Management Professional. We have spoken about great delivery and support. We have high velocity IT, drive stakeholders value, wherein we are actually enabling the high engagement with the stakeholder and ensuring every point of delivery, enabling the value to the consumer in the line in which they're in the expectation, aligning to their expectation at every point of delivery. So that's about the drive stakeholders value. Then we
Mhm.
also have the ITL4 also has a direct plan and improve, which is called as ITL strategic. This basic requirement for also becoming taking up digital IT strategy, which will lead to a course on digital IT, the ITL strategist. That's
Right.
a fourth course you can get.
Mhm.
You can show that.
Yeah.
And then lastly, if you do all this, then you are having into ITL masters. For
Yeah.
master, the highest level of designation
Mhm.
awarded when the ITL practice manager, managing ITL management professional, all 3 of them, and strategic leader is achieved. then you get the ITL management, ITL master.
Right, right. Okay, I
Yeah.
think this gives a clear picture. So obviously the first step is to get the ITL foundation, and then you're eligible for any of these extension modules. Let's say you want to do practice manager and get into any of these roles, then you mentioned all of these five are important. All of these
See,
five.
if you are taking that monitor, support, and fulfill, then all five related to monitor, support, and fulfill will be required. If you
Right.
are taking plan, implement, all five practices related to the plan, implement, and
Yeah.
control would be required. And
Mm,
similarly, collaborate, assure, and improve. If you do
mm,
all those five, you get that certification. But you can also have the management certificate on any five combine without these combination and break. If they
mm,
are assorted, these are assortion. If
mm,
you take any of the five, that is
mm.
also okay.
Oh, okay.
Like there are people who take like service desk, they take incident management, problem management, change enablement, service desk, and they might go for release management. That's also okay.
Mm, and they still can become an ITL.
Yeah, practice manager. Yes, that's what it says. One of
Mm.
the certifications from pre-bundle. This is a
Yeah,
bundling
yeah,
or
yeah.
five. Yeah, and or it can be any of the five. That is also permitted. See, any of the five individual practices based on the
Yeah.
certification
Mm,
are
mm.
achieved, or this.
Right,
Okay, but
right.
that's what it is saying.
Got it.
All
I
right.
think what will help the learners is maybe take a quick snapshot if you're on your phone or your laptop. I think that will really help because this pretty much explains the different levels. Also, people who shared their goals, for them wanting to understand where, you really should be working on, what you should be taking up as a learning path. I think that will help you get clarity. So just take a quick screenshot if you can before we talk in depth about each of these five paths, which is create, deliver, support, drive stakeholder value, and all of that. So if you can just take a quick screenshot and give us a confirmation on the chat, we can proceed. Yeah, because the other slides are just probably in depth of some of these modules. So if you guys have taken a screenshot of this particular slide, just give us a confirmation on the chat. Or a thumbs up, anything that's easier will help. Okay. Yeah. Done. All right. All right. Peter, thank you, Praful, for your confirmation. Okay. Kritik, Kishore. Yeah. If everyone else can also confirm, Preeti, thank you. Okay. Mohit. Right. Okay. I think we'll proceed. Just waiting for a few more responses because this is really important for you to know. Okay. Which is why I'm waiting. Okay. Kali, Isha. All right. All right, great. I think all of you are good to go. So maybe, Bipin sir, I think we should get to the depth of some of these modules and learning paths. So if you can explain what someone in, certified in create, deliver, support would do.
In the create, deliver, support, basically, you are basically learning about how to create a service, deliver the service, and continually support the services in line with the expectations of the consumer. That's what is expected. So suppose you, as example says that, imagine you are launching a new application for a company or an organization, then you need to create an application, uh, deliver it to the users, and then provide ongoing support to make sure that it works well. Not only it works well, but it aligns to the need of the customer. So possibly you will also have to go ahead and improve it consistently in line with their expectations of the consumer. One important aspect which comes here is you basically one needs to seek a consistent feedback from their consumers as to how they are feeling about the services being delivered to them by their service provider. Now, this is going to be important when the feedback is sought. That feedback is always put into action. Feedback is not supposed to be only sought and not actioned upon. Feedback is supposed to be uh, taken as a basis based on which the organization can consistently and continually improve the processes or the services or the applications in line with the expectations of the consumer. So feedback goes a long way in aligning the services in line with the expectations of the consumer. That's very, very critical aspect, which is covered as a part of great delivery and support. And then we are talking about, think about your,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to that next point. We just have missed out possibly in the previous slide.
Yeah, I'm trying to head back. Yeah.
So here in the second part, we say, think about your favorite online shopping. Now today, everybody, Gen Z, Gen X, as we say, are mostly involved in using online e-commerce platform, online then booking platform, then also lot of using chat GPTs, etc. everywhere. So they are very much creative, very much happy to keep on doing something or the other on their own, and then help consistently the team to fix bugs, features, and keep on adding features in line with the expectations of the consumer, which will enable not only a good experience, but the moment it start providing good experience to the consumer will be actually tied up and they will become the brand ambassador for you. That's what I said earlier as well. They become a brand ambassador. They not only buy themselves more, but they also refer the organization, service provider organization, to their partners and so their family and friends. So ultimately gets more, organization also gets more business, service provider organization also gets more business. So that's what is critical. How to do that in detail is covered under this course as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. And yeah, you would also want to mention IT.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 So now this is basically once the you do CDS and ITIL for foundation, which are the prerequisites for this as well. So it provides you the direction to learn, strategize, set goals, and service and business management across your organization. It enables you to plan for value not only to yourself but to your consumers, all rightly, effectively, and efficiently, so that services are performed aligned in line with the expectations of the consumer. This goes into bit of the depth in each of the practice, goes how all the components of the service value system will enable delivery of better services to the consumer using all the areas of the service value system components. So it talks about great depth and also integrity between the various practices. It is speaking when we go into the learning of these practices. Integrity between different practices also has been taken. For example, the integrity between service desk, incident management, service request management, change enablement, problem management. These integrity is also spoken in depth in each of the areas. So it enables to organization to drive improvement in the right direction in line with the objectives of the now always the objection or organization objectives is to deliver value to the consumers. So that's very, very critical, and that is the focal point which the guiding principles enable the organization to always keep on thinking at the back of the mind, so that they are able to deliver the services in line with the expectations of the consumer. That's what.
Right.
So also, while the people were putting questions on the chat window or typing on the chat window, I came across one of the important questions, which I feel I need to answer, because here we need to understand the basic difference between project management. Some people said, well, project management helps does this. Yes, project management is for managing a project which is maybe driven by a business objective. Absolutely correct. There is nothing wrong in that. But once the project management is completed and you hand over the project to operational and maintenance environment, ITIL4 takes over. So ITIL4 takes over. This is a framework which also may plug and play with the different methodologies, different approaches, different methodologies like project management methodology, DevOps methodology, software development methodology. It also aligns, also plugs and plays the application or product implementation technology methodology, agile approach, waterfall approach. It all can pull different models in it. Because it's a framework, it enables you to plug and play different methodologies, models, approaches, etc., including It also pulls in case of information security management practice, it may pull entire ISO 27000 standards, which can be inherited by the organization, including 93 controls of the information security standards. So it also allows you to. Project management is basically to manage the project, to manage the changes from business as usual. However, once the changes have been made, when you put it into operational and maintenance environment, this is a methodology, or this is a framework which enables you to consistently deliver the products and services in line with the expectations of the consumer. I hope the person who asked this is clarified what is a basic difference between project management and IT service management.
Right.
All
Got
right, let's move it.
All right. Yeah, I think we can move to drive stakeholder.
Yes, now in this scenario, drive stakeholders value is basically we are talking about here. Important is to understand who is your stakeholder. Stakeholders, there is a definition which you will learn about stakeholder definition as a part of the foundation. If you are those who have done foundation, they will be aware of who are the stakeholders. So there are basically four different types of stakeholders involved. One we call it as an organization. The other one is a service provider organization. The other one is a service consumer organization. And then there are other stakeholders who neither belong to service provider organization nor to the service consumer organization, but they are still important in adding value to the stakeholders. So value in the overall service value system. They include the investors, venture capitalists, employees of the service provider organization. Then we have partners and suppliers who are the business associate of the service provider. And then we have the social groups and regulatory bodies, statutory and regulatory bodies. These are all stakeholders. How do you manage the stakeholder expectation is deeply covered in stakeholders value. As you involve the stakeholders, you need to identify your stakeholders well. What are their expectations? Map everything in line with their expectation at each point of delivery. That has to be considered here. So this model focuses more on improving the relationship between all the stakeholders. So you don't have single stakeholder, you have multiple stakeholders within the organization, beyond the organization, right? So that's what we are talking about here. And not only one, but every stakeholders, what are their expectations from you and how we can deliver it to them and how we consistently ensure the value is delivered to each of the stakeholders is focused on drive stakeholders value as a important course.
Got it. Got it. So another course was HBIT, if you can again.
Yeah, high velocity IT.
Mhm.
This is basically the use of adopting to the dynamism of changes in the obsolescence of technology and uh, dynamism and obsolescence as well as adoption of the newer technologies. This enables the organization to be in that stream or in that flow in which they can adopt and also take it forward by creating a roadmap for basically retiring the technologies and inheriting the new technologies, which will enable them to take their organization further and help them deliver in line with the expectations of the consumer. So like today, like we have a technologies which are related to artificial intelligence. This is where we are talking about high velocity ID. We'll focus more on how do we ensure that artificial intelligence is used for betterment of delivery of services, of products and services to the consumers.
Right. Got it. And I think last one that we had in plan was to talk about direct plan and improve. So
Yes, now this is important aspect because this direct plan and improve is the course which Simplilearn offers, wherein this is one of the prerequisites for going for digital IT leadership or digital IT strategy. So this is important here. You will be learning more about what are the planning, how the directions are given, what are the vision, mission of the values, policies of the organization, how to manage risk control, ISO 31000, all and other also related to risk management professional, how to keep on managing the risk. All these will be covered in detail, in depth over here, which is very important for the ITIL strategists or the digital IT strategists to take at the CIO and CTO level to manage the risk of the organization with respect to whatever the organization domain may be, whatever vertical may be, still that need to, and how the IT is enabling to take care of these risk management, etc., and align everything in line with the organization policies by using proper digitization across the organization. And planning will include the planning related to strategic planning, tactical planning, and operational level planning,
Right.
and various planning methods which are there. It includes there. So planning methods in terms of creating a strategic plan, tactical plan, operational plan. What do each plan consist of? What are the details which will be there? How the involvement of all the stakeholders is very critical. All that would be covered in this scenario. And obviously improve. Once you reach a point,
Mm-hmm.
you are going to sustain it. So sustainability comes not sustainability just cannot come without improvement. When your organization needs to sustain, organization needs to look at the avenues where they can continually improve their services, products, which will be always aligned in line with the market demands and the market demands and the expectations of the consumer at all the levels. So that's what is important from this perspective. So this course talks about more of that.
Yeah, yeah. So just to give the learners some perspective, what we were talking about. So we were talking about, of course, we'll talk about ITIL Foundation now in some time, but we were just highlighting, these learning paths: the ITIL practice manager, create, deliver, support, drive stakeholder value, direct, plan, and improve, high velocity IT. All of which is a part of ITL managing professional. So these learning paths are already available with Simplilearn as certifications, and that's why we thought we could cover them in detail, right? And if you're wondering which is probably the right path for you, you just have some perspective now. I know, it's not an easy decision to make in, say, a 1.5 hours webinar. Maybe you could just go back, take a look at the recording again, and decide which path is right for you. But just maybe, I know these job roles are just some of them, but again, Bipin sir, if you can just highlight how these job roles are different, what kind of learning paths should one follow? Just like a quick summary.
So job roles basically, again, job roles would include two areas majorly.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, first major area in a job role could be related to the industry specifications
Mm-hmm.
or the services which the service provider is providing to their consumers, one, and then the alignment to IT. With that perspective, both are mapped together and the job roles are created. Now, for some example to give you in the area of specialist, IT support specialist, you may have a role in an organization in your IT or non-IT organization or as well. Like you are saying that you are incident management expert or incident management is your or you are an incident manager. Fair. Now, incident manager role is a role which can be used by IT who are basically providing IT services like the software development services, software implementation services, or software support services. Still, you are supporting, suppose you are supporting SAP, your various modules, your specialist in technical functional support and technical support people in those areas can play the role of incident manager subject matter expertise role. For example, you have, let's say, your SAP has been implemented. FICO is one of the important modules which has been implemented in SAP. FICO module also you have accounts payable, accounts receivable, then your general accounting, costing, asset management, not IT asset management, but also organizational asset management. So all these are specialist roles which are tech SMEs would be there, and also tech support people would be there, and also ABAP related people would be there who will be enabling those things to happen and modify those things in line with the expectation of. Those are the relation roles which are specific. There supports the specific specifications, which also talks about incident and problem management area is covered in the specialization itself. Delivery roles are related to actually performing those services, taking performing service actions. These are basically performing service actions in terms of if you are, let's say, if you are part of a banking organization and you are an incident lead in the banking organization, in that case, incident lead for a banking organization is related to specific services, which kind of services they are providing. If banking is providing the service related to core banking solutions, that is corporate banking as well as the retail banking, in that case they should be expert on retail banking as well. So that's very important. They will lead that particular area. So that is possible in the delivery roles for banking. If you're talking about delivery lead roles in case of your telephony or internet service provider.
Hmm.
There are possibilities you will have a lead role there, also leading the teams of
Hmm.
operation team into 4G, 5G kind of a scenario, or maybe telecom leads where they will enable the services through which are mapping dot regulations or dot
Hmm.
and the IRDA, etc., and
Right.
trial, etc. So all these are lead roles, and service management director. When you go to the strategic layer, obviously these roles lead to taking how you will enable the transformation in the organization from one area to the other area. For example, transformation from telecom industry is moving from 4G to 5G network, and shortly you will see the movement happening from 5G to 6G scenarios also. So those are leading the transformation business from those areas. So that's part of the director role.
Understood, understood. So some learner actually, I think, rightly pointed out that these roles are not really boring like what some people say. I mean, probably it's like a talk that goes that, IT support, IT service management is really, it's not really interesting to pursue, but these definitely seem interesting. And yes, they are interesting and offer not just, kind of intrigue in terms of the role that is, but it is also in terms of growth opportunities as well. Yeah, absolutely. Great. I think some compliments for you as well, Bipin sir. Excellently explained, great teaching. Yeah, so you'll also see him.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, in all of these cohorts, that he takes. So you kind of see him if you join our upcoming cohort, right? So one other question that we didn't get surprisingly a lot today is because maybe a lot of them are in technical roles. How do you transition? What should you do? But of course, I don't think this really does exact justice to what you can do. We just put across some paths for you so that you kind of understand where you can head with wherever you are. Let's say you're a data analyst or a product manager or a business analyst. A lot of them are also project managers. Some of you are QA testers. Some of you are already in tech support. So maybe these paths could make sense for you, right? And let's say you are in non-technical roles, in say sales, marketing. Someone also was in banking. You could be in HR, legal, operations, whatever your path is. You could kind of choose, these paths. Although, correct me if I'm wrong, Bipin, so it's not exactly the path that one should follow. They can choose based on what their goals are, what their current expertise in. Is that right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Your goals are, you also should have your growth path in your mind ready. And you should also, and obviously, goals are driven by the dreams. So I will always say you should have your dream where you want to reach.
Yeah,
And these are all certification courses, these are just mere milestones to achieve those dreams. Let us
right.
say that way. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think these certifications are just milestones. And yeah, keep that bigger goal in mind as to where you want to head in ITSM and then work your way up. And of course, you have that screenshot which talks about all the learning paths for you, right? Yeah, I think someone said 10 plus years in QA along with project management, also have masters in project management, Save 6 Agilist as well. So I think that's next. Yeah, absolutely. If you are clear about where you want to head, which path you want to grow to, and like Bipin sir just suggested, I think it's important for you to chart that way out for yourself so that you know which certification is your next milestone. Okay, so you're already an ITSM. If you have this mindset of resolving issues, you've improved processes or aligned multiple teams to achieve a larger goal. Already have that mindset. All you need to have is the right kind of certification to get you started in what you want to achieve, and that's where Simplilearn really helps. So all of our certifications have instructor-led session where trainer is aligned with the latest ITIL4 framework, and there's no outdated material. All of these learning materials are updated. There's also hands-on learning, which means you don't really learn just the theory, you understand with case-based learning. Also, exam-ready questions helping you prepare, be ready for these exams, right? And again, I don't think this 100% money back guarantee is true for all courses, but some courses do have this guarantee as well, so that you are confident in what you are investing in, right? So that's how we are different. And Rupesh, it's not a webinar about CISA. Maybe you could join a cybersecurity webinar for that, right? Great, great.
Okay, just to answer that, see Rupesh's question,
Mhm.
IT background is required. Importantly, how IT enables digitization, how IT enables deliveries, that is important. But I have seen people who have done CAs or ICWAs go for CISA. And there is
Uh-huh.
one more course associated with this, which is CISM, that is Certified Internal System Manager. This is an auditor, that is a manager, that is higher than this course. So you can, yes, may not be fully required, but yes, if you have a background, it gives you additional advantage. That's it, nothing beyond that.
Right,
But
got
these
it.
are excellent certifications.
Right. Great, 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 great. Hey, thanks so much for answering that question. So what we have for the learners here, further, just like a further help for you, is something known as Simply Mentor GPT. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just share this GPT with you on the chat. I'm doing that right now. Just give me a minute. So what does this GPT really do? I'm just going to limit the chat box so that you don't lose the link. So how does it really help? Now you may have multiple questions about, oh, okay, what should I do next? Okay, which is the best ITSM career path for me? I just did this for myself, assuming, I am going to shift to ITSM. What are my certification options? Yeah, take a look. Start with ITIL 4, and also it shows you some free learning resources that can help you kickstart. What should your learning path roadmap be? Okay. And of course, which certification should you choose next? Okay. Obviously, this suggests me to start with ITIL 4 because I have no background. So your background can be anything. So make sure your prompt is clear. You can actually use this to access all of our learning resources, including the free resources that we have, along with, of course, the paid certification. So let's say you ask Simply Mentor about, okay, could you give me the link to the course that covers create, deliver, and whatever. So maybe you could just get the link to the course as well. Okay, so this is how Simply Mentor GPT can help, and also get answers to the questions that you keep having about transition, keep having about what your learning path should be. Can you do it? Is it feasible? And anything at all, not limited to ITSA, but also, any other path if you want to. Okay, of course, you're open to share it with anyone. You kind of can help your friends, anyone who's looking for a job switch, anyone who's looking for upskilling. Simply Mentor can actually help. Okay, so that's just a little bit about this particular GPT. We just launched this very, very recently. So in case you didn't know, we also had some contests on LinkedIn going on about posting, how Simply Mentor GPT can actually give the best responses. So you could check out our LinkedIn page as well for some of these fun responses. Yeah, great, great. Glad that it's going to help. I'm kind of looking forward to all of you exploring it. Okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do next is just talk about the ITIL 4 foundation first, and just give you a quick brief about each of the other certifications, just the syllabus. We're not going to go into depth because we already did that. So like I said, what makes us stand out is that you learn from experts who are active in their field. You're learning by doing, which means you solve real world problems. You're not kind of learning theory and just, memorizing and taking your exams. That's not going to happen. And another thing is, of course, 24/7 learning support. So you could be anywhere in the world and you will still be able to access learning support whenever you need. Okay. So Bipin sir, I think maybe we could just
Yeah.
break down how this curriculum is built. Yeah.
Yes, this actually curriculum is defined by PeopleCert, and every ATO, that is authorized training organization, needs to take care of it. So this, as we discussed, there are five major, or rather four major areas which ITL4 uh, discuss and helps you out to know about ITL4, which is a part of the ITL4 Foundation. We also briefly covered prior to starting the session. So, or prior to starting going on to the other courses as a part of prerequisite. So this here, first thing is the key concepts. This is general vocabulary which is used across the industry, in IT industry across the globe. This is standard which can be used by anybody who is into ITSM or ITL4 framework. ITSM is a service management, right? And ITL4 framework is supporting achievement of ITSM ITL as ITSM. So ITL is a framework for ITSM. Let's talk that way. Okay. Then it also includes the 4 dimensions of service management, which is the next chapter, which are nothing but 4 pillars of IT service management, which like some those who are in manufacturing may be aware of 4M concept, which is related to first M stands for manpower, second M stands for material, third M stands for methodology, and fourth M stands for machine. Same way in ITL4 we have 4 dimensions. First dimension is called as organization people, which is manpower. Second is machine, which is which you can talk it in terms of the IT services. Sorry, that is the related to your information and technology dimension. Third one is material, which can be procured from partners and suppliers. That's third dimension. And when we talk about methodology, is all about the process value streams and processes. So these are the 4 areas which we cover there. Then IT service value system. This is basically a system which enables delivery of IT services based on transforming input, which could be your demands or request, which could be ultimately using one of the components or multiple components from the service value system. The value output is produced, which is called as the products and services. By using the products and services, the consumer will receive, or the stakeholder will receive value. And value is basically defined in ITIL as perceived benefit, usefulness, and importance of the services by the consumer. That's very critical, which is defined. As a part of ITL service value system, the guiding principles are important, which enables the culture and the way of working in the organization. Then we have service value chain activities, which are the processes which will enable. And lastly, the practices, which we discussed about the 15 practices. These are covered in ITIL4 framework. Also, along with this, when you register with Simplilearn, there are a lot of self-learning material is available, the courseware is available, the sessions are available, recordings are available, and also you have simulation test. I believe it's 6+4 believes. There was 4 mock tests and 6 tests are learning tests are there, which enables you to do more and more practice, and that enables you to come out of your mode of not giving exam for a longer duration of time,
Yeah.
and makes you practice more and more, which and removes your anxiety and gives you a comfort level where you can be ready for taking an exam. So that's how it's covered. Not only in foundation, but similar pattern is covered in all the other courses as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe we could share our screen a bit. So do you have the screen share with you? The
Yeah,
other.
I have a screen share. Fine, I'll do that. So
Yeah.
here we are sharing the, yeah. Yeah. So here you see IT service architecture. Under this is for management. Okay, sorry. Here these are part of the other courses. Okay, I'll go back so it will be easier. Oops. Okay, so let me re-log in.
So what you see Bipin sir logging in is the Simplilearn
The
element.
learning management.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Which is obviously, on the trainer side, but you will get a similar access when you become a part of the course as well. You'll be able to see the course content.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, okay. So here we are talking about management professional. Again, it has taken me to the same page. Anyway, so you can say continue learning. These are part of management courses. So continue learning, when you click, this is ITL4 Foundation. Here, continue learning, when you say, it takes you to the ITL management courses. The Now, ITL management courses starts with the part one, direct plan and improve. The second part is ITL specialist related to create relevant support, CDS, which I spoke about, drive stakeholders value, and high velocity RD. These are the four additional courses Simplilearn offers. And also practice manager courses are on their way, which will be very shortly introduced and started. Now, when you click on all these continue learning, you will be taken into the depth of each area where you will always see the course learning material would be there, and self-learning modules are there. Then you have assessments, then you have downloading of e-material is there, ebooks are there, value stream practices, learner's kit. Learner kit is a kit which has been hosted by Simplilearn, which is given by PeopleCert, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then there are assessment tests available for you all. And
Right.
then attendance and everything, all that is a thing which is already maintained by for each of the course Simplilearn provides, irrespective of IT service management or other courses, any certification course follow the similar pattern, if I'm not mistaken. So this is how you can access those through learning management system. Once you register with Simplilearn, based on the course you register for, all the relevant access is provided to you throughout your learning journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I have done is I've shared the link to these courses where you can check out the curriculum. What Bipin sir has is obviously, the view after someone enrolls, what, the learning content, all of that is visible.
Yeah.
This is how it's visible. Yeah, I think
I'll stop sharing, right?
Yeah, you can stop sharing.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. You can share your screen.
Yes, absolutely. So like Bipin sir mentioned, we offer, the course includes the exam fee. There are also official PeopleCert content. Actually, one question that we got from a learner here is how is TOGAF different or better? Is it a better option compared to what PeopleCert offers? Maybe you could answer that before we proceed.
Okay. If TOGAF, I talk about, it's all related to technology, basically more of technology, how technology can be used. Now here, when we take this course, involvement of technologies can be in two ways, where ITIL can plug in TOGAF itself. Okay. So plug in, that's what I said, ITIL is a framework which can plug and play many methodologies. TOGAF is a methodology where it can play for IT service management, is the technology that support IT service management. When you are talking about IT architecture, that architecturing part can be taken care by TOGAF. It's possible. That's where the relationship can be established.
Okay.
I think that answers the question the person has asked about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are some success stories from our learners. Obviously, your learning journey does not stop with just one certification like we just saw in the entire webinar today. You don't have to really stop. Your growth path is kind of fixed if you have a goal and you have a next certification that you can actually take and take up roles that add add to the role and also contribute value to where you're working. Right. So these are some learners who made use of our programs, and specifically for the ITIL Foundation, but obviously there are many such learners for the other courses as well, which you would find in the link that I shared on the chat. Right. So how do you get into these programs? It's very simple. I'm going to launch a quick poll. And once you say yes on the poll, you will be contacted by a learning advisor. It's pretty late in India, so you expect a call anytime tomorrow. But if you live in the US, you will be contacted in the next couple of hours, next few hours, actually. So just make sure you discuss your options with the learning advisor and you could start learning anytime you feel, any cohort that seems the most suitable to you. Yeah, so people living anywhere else in the world, also, let's say UK, Singapore, anywhere else, you would be contacted by a learning advisor as well. But all of that is going to happen tomorrow. What I said, in the next few hours was for the US learners. Okay. So, of course, there are many cohorts that start. The next one, this is a slightly older, dated cohort. But again, if I have to tell you, the most recent cohort, the latest cohort that's going to start, let me just quickly confirm the date on the page. Okay. And these are timings, Central Time. But let's say you would want to have a cohort that suits your timing, you can also do that. So there's a weekend cohort that starts on the 2nd of August, okay, 12th of August, 23rd of August as well. These are weekend cohorts, 6th September, 9th September. There are many cohorts that are starting actually. So, these are your course fees. So in case you would want to scan and enroll, you can do that right away. But if you want to talk to a learning advisor, what you can do is just answer a yes on the polls. I'm just going to launch a quick poll that asks you your interest. So if you're interested in any of these courses, the IT service management courses, please click on a yes. This price is just for the foundation course. Okay, just to be clear. If you have questions about the other courses, you can check out the link I shared. Yeah. All right. All right. So while you guys do that and check out our programs, I'm just going to head to some questions that we have, okay, on the Q&A box. So one question, very interesting question that a learner had, slightly longer question, so I'm going to read it out to you. Is there any scope to learn manually, because there are tools like Jira, ServiceNow, etc., that are available in the market? But for implementing these ITIL processes, do we have to also learn manually? Does it help? Or, should we just use the tools?
Tools will actually, I believe, and that's my experience.
Mhm.
Tools are just enablers, right? So learning the course will give you the fundamentals which are required to be acquired and acquisition before
Mhm.
you go and automate using the tools. All Jira or your ServiceNow is a tool which will enable you to automate and enable the things to happen faster.
Yeah.
But unless you understand what is going to be my workflow or a service value stream for delivering incidences, how will you automate that in any of the tool? You cannot do that. So it's always better to understand the processes and the service value streams which are there, which is for every different scenario, you need to create a different service value stream. And not only for that, but also you have to create a service value stream for different set of audience or target audience. It may
Yeah.
change. Banking organization, to take a simple example, banking organization will create a service value stream for all its services, different service streams. It is not common service stream. That has to be that to enable that to happen, you can use a workflow management system like your service now. But unless you understand what is the service value stream, how will you and what are the expectations of your consumer? They may differ from um, locality to locality. I have seen this differing from just 50 kilometers to 50 kilometers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is very important to understand the pulse of your customer.
Hmm.
If you may be very much advanced, your organization may be very much advanced in implementing a tool, right? But how advanced is your consumer to adapt and adopt those
Hmm.
tools, whether they align to what they are going to be using it. For example, most of the people, I have seen this happening. I give this example during my sessions as well. Uh, when banking services are been happening, like ATM was launched quite a long time back. It is not today. It is almost 30 years the ATM is in place. But if you look at ATM being implemented in metro cities differently, A class cities, B class cities, C class cities differently, and D class cities is very different.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that is important to see how your target audience react to. So that is very important that ITL4, one of the things which I'll speak here is ITL4 also talks about enabling the technology
Hmm.
whenever it is required, and it should align to the strategy of the service consumer organization. You may be technically advanced, but how you can ensure that your technology advancement meets the strategy of the service consumer organization.
Yeah.
That's critical.
That's critical. Yes, absolutely. Another
Yes.
question that came up was for an IT asset engineer. So how does this person really transition to ITSM? What should they do? What would your advice be?
Okay, as IT
Yeah.
asset engineer, how do they transition to ITSM?
Yeah, they didn't mention which path exactly, but I think
Asset engineer means it is related to ITAM, and that
yeah.
is IT asset management. Now, when we talk about IT asset management, there are two areas in IT asset management. One is related to software, the other one is related to hardware and other areas. So software is related to software. When we talk about software in terms of, it could be cloud computing, operating system, applications, licenses, so on and so forth, products, so all that. When we talk about the other part of it, ITAM, we talk about IT infrastructure, we talk about hardware, we talk about the office buildings, furniture fittings, and workspaces, which needs to be managed, which are in order to deliver the products and services. So all those comes under that scenario. Now, I'm not very clear as to what the learner is asking, or the visitor or participant is asking about what he's into. IT engineering, asset engineering. What does that mean? I'm not too sure. Some of the people in IT do call them, if they are part of the software development practice, they will call it as I'm an engineer in software engineer, right? If he is developing software engineer, once the software is developed, it can be treated by the service consumer organization when it is transformed, when it's delivered to them and they start using it, then that software can be treated as an IT asset for an organization. That's possible.
Right.
Now, is it talking about that? I am not sure about it, but it's difficult to answer
Maybe
that.
when they post again, I can ask
Yeah.
you that question. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for learners wondering, okay, when your cohort dates would be, this is what I was talking about. So if you can see, these are your cohorts. Okay, some weekend cohorts here. This is your course fee, including the discount percentage, which is 40% off. These are fees in Indian rupees, of course. Okay. And another thing that is important to mention here is the Flexi Pass, which is an option to reschedule your cohort within the first 90 days of enrolling. So let's say you enrolled in a cohort and you would want to kind of start later. It's also possible with this Flexi Pass. And very, very soon, in the next 1 week, you'll have this 5% Happy 5, which is expiring. Sorry, ITL F5, which is expiring. So in case you would want to grab this offer, all you can do is to head to this page here. But again, remember, these are course fees for ITIL 4 Foundation. So in case you're looking for any other courses, you could just head to whichever you feel is relevant to start with, okay, and enroll and follow the same steps. The Flexi Pass and the ITL F5 is still, maybe a slightly different coupon code here, but 5% off is still should be valid. Okay, right? And if you can't find a preferred schedule, you could talk to a learning advisor, maybe highlight your concerns about which is the best option for you to go ahead and see what it is. So this is the class cohort, class calendar. So if you can see 2nd, 9th, 2nd, 3rd, 9th, and 10th, 4 days. This is what your thing is. Yeah. And what you see here is your trainer's name. Okay. Of course, you will definitely find Bipin sir in one of these cohorts.
So the second I'm taking, 2nd and 2nd to 10th August.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking. Yeah.
Amazing. So that answers you, which is this weekend actually. So in case you want to take up a cohort which involves Bipin sir's teaching, then this is your cohort to go to. But let's say you have, concerns with time, you could take up the later cohorts as well. Okay, so the poll is still live, and let me check for any more questions if there are. And yeah. Actually, someone has a question about networking and IT fundamentals. Okay, so Irfan, our cybersecurity courses, which is the IIITB course in advanced, it's called the Advanced Executive Program in Cybersecurity, and also Executive Certificate Program in Cybersecurity. Either of these options have this particular course as the first module to teach you networking fundamentals. So in case you're interested, you could actually explore that. Okay, and if you put a yes here, you will still be contacted by a learning advisor. Just let them know, you're interested in a cybersecurity course and not in this. So remember to ask your learning advisor about these discounts that you see on your screen, and also ask them about the Flexi Pass, and the 5% discount. Yeah, right. Whoever has selected a yes, which is close to 60% of you have answered the poll, which is great. So I would like to just keep the poll live for a few more minutes before we head to the next segment, which is to talk about what you get as a part of attending this webinar, the recording, the certificate. Okay, if there are any more questions for Bipin sir, I would request you to put them on the Q&A box. But yeah, let us know maybe. So how confident are you now? What would you choose? What path would you choose? Are you clear about it? Just a quick yes or no would help on the chat. Yeah. Which path would you choose? Just let us know. Or if you're still confused, want to think, it's also fine. All right. Great. So I'm just going to end this poll right here. And, whoever's given a yes, expect a call tomorrow morning. Yeah. And for people looking to gain a certificate for attending this webinar, you have to enter your name. Make sure you enter your name properly because this is how your name is going to be displayed. And you could also share this on LinkedIn, tag Bipin sir on LinkedIn as well, saying that you attended this webinar. You could do that. Okay. Just make sure you enter your name on the poll that I launched. Yes. So we're almost at the end of the session. Bipin sir, do you have any closing comments, any closing thoughts for the learners?
Yes, once again, I would like to emphasize one thing on the learners is basically whatever you want to do, please make sure that you have create your dream, align your path in line with that dream, and the courses are available to take you towards your dream and growth, not only in the organization but across the organization. And whatever way you want to grow, the certification courses are there to help you to grow through that level in the organization. And whatever you do, please make sure that you are doing genuinely, and you should be feeling happy about doing those things. And one should enjoy doing everything what they want to do. That's very, very important. So enjoy in doing whatever you want to do is the best thing which you can do for yourself.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's great advice. And people who are leaving this webinar, just make sure that you also fill in a survey that tells us how you liked the session as well. Bundle of thanks, everything's learnable. Yes, definitely fun. Glad you found it useful. Everyone else, thanks again for taking the time out on a weekday evening or a weekday morning, wherever you are, to take the session, understand what your path really is. I hope we were able to, yes, definitely, we were able to give you clarity. So what will happen tomorrow as an email is you will receive this certificate along with the session recording. And yeah, some of you requested the presentation as well. So yes, we would be sharing that along with all of the resources that I just mentioned. Expect an email anytime in the evening. Sometimes what happens is these emails just bounce your inbox for whatever reason. So just make sure Simplilearn webinars is marked as important so that you don't miss an email from us. Okay. Thank you, Aziz, as well for the compliment. It was great bringing this session to everyone, also audience on YouTube, who have been patiently listening and trying to gain the maximum out of the session. Yeah. Great. All right.
Thank you all for joining. It was a great pleasure sharing our experience with you all.
Absolutely. Great pleasure as well. Thank you so much, for your time. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Bye.